So let's start. So if you can see this here, we are today here to talk about Kaushal Bodh. Probably I'm going to keep it bilingual. So I hope you're all okay with it. Huh? Will bilingual be
Absolutely.
okay? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So we are today here to discuss Kaushal Bodh, which is a new concept that has come into existence from CBSE, but it was actually the first circular came in 2025, and probably November, I guess, and we have to implement it this year, right? If I'm not wrong. So let's go ahead and start it. Okay. These are the books that you're seeing. Probably most of you must have got these books in the schools. And if not, then these are very much available online, so you can have it there. Probably ये available हैं बहुत easily, and आप चाहो तो आप इसके printouts निकाल सकते हो. And otherwise also they are available on Amazon as well. So today we are just going to talk about Kaushal Bodh, how to implement it in the schools. And probably every school is a different place and different way of working. So you'll have to adjust it as per your school's timetables, right? But then there are certain specific criterions, timelines that we have to follow. We're moving ahead. Let's start it this way. You have to tell me, what do you think that can a student fix, grow, or create something on his own? Let's discuss. If you don't want to open your cameras, it's okay, but at least speak. A student from grade 6 to 8, do you think they're capable of, fixing, growing, or creating something?
Yes,
Yes,
they are.
Abid. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Most of you are saying yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but how? How do you say, but the next question which comes to you is how? How do you feel that the child will be able to do this?
Maybe with the help of the someone,
With the help of someone? With the help of someone
or maybe by
Or with the proper instruction, if the child
mm,
is getting the proper instruction, then the child can do it by himself or herself. Also.
instructions. Okay, I'm noting it down. Next,
Resource also, if the child will get the proper resource, of that
resources,
opportunity
opportunity.
also.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
then only
Hmm.
the child is going to be able to do something. Then obviously the child can think beyond the bar. What as per the requirement is the requirement. If we are going to provide them, then only they will think beyond the bar.
As per the age requirement. So there's one thing that has come up that ma'am feels that the child can do it, but it has to be as per the age of the child. And another thing that ma'am has come up with is that so age appropriateness is important. Another thing she says that if the proper instructions are given. Anybody else has something else in mind to share? I would love to
Your
hear to you all. Yeah, please, ma'am, please.
research students actually, what we have understood that we have to motivate the students to do their research of their own.
Research on their own. So probably it won't be actually based on the instructions that you're giving, but it will be based on how you equip your child to be independent, make a research, and go ahead with the kind of skill development CBSE and NEP wants us to do. Anybody else has anything else to share?
Same
I would
learning
like
by
to listen
doing.
to your idea. Yeah, it's learning by doing. Great. I would like to listen to all of you because, it's not that, we are here because we want to implement it properly. So probably it'll be great that, all of us talk about it. So I've heard Shubhra ma'am, I've heard Preeti ma'am, I've heard Sara. Is there anybody else who would like to say something about it?
I've already said with the help of someone.
Yeah, Sara, I've heard you, but
Yeah,
I'm asking others also to participate, right?
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, probably most of us are passive listeners here. Let's go ahead. If you've seen this circular, it's circular number 81, and it has come in 2025. It was in October that this was published. If we have all gone through this circular, have you seen this circular, everybody?
Yes.
This has come to all the heads of the schools, and it is a mandatory implementation of skill education and Kaushal Bodh. Books are available, and the link is also here. If you see, it's given in the circular. You can find the circular out on the internet for your own use also. So in on 28th October 2025, this circular was circulated amongst the schools, and it was told that it is going to be a mandatory implementation. So we have no choice. We have to do it, right? So moving ahead, what is Kaushal Bodh? See, from standard 6 to 8, it is going to be called Kaushal Bodh. Ninth onwards, it is going to be called Kaushal Vikas, right? So there are two terms that have come now. One is Kaushal Bodh, another one is Kaushal Vikas for standard 10th and 9th. Ninth onwards, it will be called Kaushal Vikas. And from 6th to 8th, it is known as Kaushal Bodh, for which we all are here. So what is Kaushal Bodh? So Kaushal Bodh is a vocational education, obviously, and it is being implemented in the middle stages, right? Middle stages, that means 6 to 8, and it is in alignment with NEP 2020 and NCF 2023, right? Why is it designed? It is designed to provide students with their first structured exposure to the world of work through meaningful and project-based learning. Many of us have been trained on PBLs, right? Most of us know it. Do we know project-based learning? Hi, I don't want you all to sleep. Come on.
Yes, we know project-based learning. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would just like you all to give me a small example that how do you actually go ahead with your PBLs in your schools? I think most of you are the principals here, right?
Uh, Actually, in our school, we send to student if in SST the child need to go for if the subject or topic is there, they can go to the particular monument. They can understand that what type of stones are there, in which year they has been made, which kingdom was there, and what the architect, the pattern of architect also, and the soil quality of that area, the stone quality. uh, Even they can research each and everything related to this monument. After that, they can prepare the PPT, or they can prepare the photography. They can manage,
Mm-hmm.
scrapbook,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
any that file also they can make.
Yeah. So
In
this is one way of doing the project-based learning. Anybody else?
Yes.
Do you have anything else to share? Is there a learning practice based on PBL that is happening in your school? Come on, let's talk. We're here to talk. Come on, I'm not teaching you anything. It's all available online. Yeah. Anything
even
else?
if even the when the child, if the child is even if we can, we are actually that for the kindergarten also, that there is a kiddie garden, kitchen garden in our school. The student
Oh,
went in
great.
there. They observe how the seed is going to be, that what is the process of a plant, that how the seed grow to a seedling, then a plant, then the fruits and vegetables are coming. So by doing that thing, they are learning, and
Yeah.
by involving that student directly into the project,
Hmm.
because it is not the instruction given by the teacher and the students are doing, because what we feel as the students should explore and they can get the knowledge by doing the work themselves.
Great way of doing it. Preeti ma'am, do you have anything in your school, something which is a miss in what ma'am is saying?
Ma'am, actually, first thing I would like to bring it to your notice that in our school, from third onwards, life these skills have
Jeez.
been added in the timetable. So
Oh,
two
that's great.
periods of life skills in a week they have been given to class
Mhm.
3, 4, and 5 also. So
Great.
whichever the details we are getting, they are from 6 onwards. Though there are details, we have got the information also. Like for example, in class 5, we have been given some topics, and we have chosen pickle making as details.
Great.
So
Great.
far,
Great
we
way
have.
of learning.
I am a I am teacher, so I'm teaching fifth standard. So I have
Okay.
life skills and 6 periods I have already taken, and in those 6 periods, I personally, honestly speaking, I personally explored and came to know whatever I have come to know so far. I have just started like being entrepreneur. So just now, what we are planning
Yeah.
in three
Yeah.
classes, making the groups number one group activity. One class will
Mhm.
be divided into groups. Those groups only they will be doing research.
Mhm.
We actually have given them topic that pickle making is there, and in a year
Mhm.
we are to make 3 projects.
That's something which is related to Kaushal Bodh only. But my question, which I asked you all, is that how do you actually do project-based learning in the school? So PBL is a concept that was there before Kaushal Bodh came, right? So let's talk a little bit about PBL before moving ahead. Now, with PBL, I'm just giving you a brief information. Probably you can have another session for PBL, or you can join any session anywhere. Probably if we do a PBL, we have to understand that there has to be a problem statement first, right? So for the PBLs, there has to be a problem statement, and the children are divided into groups, different groups. Those groups are actually heterogeneous groups, right? And the projects are designed, around the question that you have made. So that is your problem statement, right? So there has to be a problem for which the child has to find a solution, right? It involves yeah, teamwork, because obviously the children are going to be grouped together. They are going to find out the solution together. So every member of a team, sorry, would be um, of a different caliber, right? This is how PBL happens. I mean, I'm not talking about Kaushal Bodh right now. I'm just talking about the project-based learning, how it happens. So probably, a group of 4 or 5, as per the numbers as per the numbers in your classroom. What you are going to do is that you're going to divide the class into different groups, which are going to be a heterogeneous groups. Because why heterogeneous? Because not all the good students should be there probably at one place. Other thing is that one child can be good at one thing, right? Can be an introvert also. So every group must have a different type of a child, a different problem solver, can work together, solve this problem, and come up with a solution. And after research. So in this, we give them a lot of questions also. So WHs are involved in this. A lot of WHs questions are involved in the PBL method of teaching. It's not necessary that it's actually some project. It can be based on any lesson that you're teaching the child, right? So create a problem statement for the child, divide them into groups, give them WHs, and let them research, right? And every group is going to create a presentation. It can be visual presentation, it can be a model, or anything, and it can be a song as well. So it can be in any manner the child wants to, present his learning. I mean, the group wants to present his learning. So in this way, your class would probably have 5 to 6 different solutions of the same problem, right? So at the end, how would you assess it? You would assess it by listening to the child. So the last day or the second last day is going to be the presentation day, right? This is how the project-based learning happens. So we're not talking, we're not going ahead with project-based learning right now. It was just to give you just a brief about project-based learning, because most of you are not talking. Come on, talk, everybody. We're here to learn from each other. I'm not a subject expert to just come and, speak and go. So probably we all are teaching. So it will be great that if we all discuss things, right? Because this is how it's going to help us to implement and do things properly.
Ma'am,
Sarah, do you have?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Ma'am, you have discussed about the PBL, project based.
Yeah.
This is what the last day we are doing the assessment by the students were giving the presentation. But
Anji.
what the documents we required from the students?
Sarah, for that, you will have to get trained for the PBL. Probably right now, I just gave you a brief about it, brief note about it. Probably, see, what you need rubrics, right? As you do for all the subjects.
Okay.
So the rubrics are required. You can create your own rubrics. Suppose you have given a cake making thing to the children. Suppose,
Right.
So if the cake is softer or not, whether eatable or not, whether so you can have n number of criterions to judge the learning of the child. This is just an account that I'm giving you for the rubrics, right? So you can create your rubrics and judge the children on that, right? And you can even mark them. कि suppose अगर ये है तो इसके इतने मार्क्स होंगे, ये ऐसा है तो ये सेकंड स्टेज पे जाएगा, इस तरह के you can create a rubric. But the rubrics are to be declared beforehand to the children, right? So the children must know the rubrics before you judge them, right? Tapsi ma'am, do you have anything to share?
Yes, ma'am. As I am the
Please, ma'am,
teacher
go
of yes. As I am the teacher of tribal district in Maharashtra, Nandurbar, and I am the teacher of 10th and 12th. Okay, 10th and 12th English. So last year, I have done PBL. I have done PBL with the work of, actually, I have given the students about Nelson Mandela, Long Walk of Freedom, and as well as also 2 stories of flying. And the name of the project was Voice of Change. The name of the project of Voices of Change.
Wonderful.
Okay. Voices of Change. And actually, I have told them that to go to the local community and as well as also find out that if there is apartheid system is there and as well as also racial discrimination is there. So they have come up and I have made heterogeneous group and journalist.
Wonderful.
One is journalist, one is writer, and one is actually digital maker. And in that way, they have made the project and they have come to the school and as well as also they have submitted the project with the presentation. And after that, I have different rubrics. I have given them marks as well as also in that way, I have done PBL. But this year, till now, I didn't start Kaushal Bikash. Okay. As the school is opening 1st April. So I didn't start Kaushal Bikash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaushal Vikas.
So in that way.
Ma'am. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll talk after you have spoken. Come on. Yeah.
Yes. And regarding Kaushal Bodh, I have that, but actually I did not implement because I am not the teacher of 6 and 8. So I am the teacher
not
of
an
10
issue.
and 12.
Yeah,
So,
not an issue, ma'am. Actually, the thing is that this is going to be implemented by the school, right? It has to come into the timetable.
Yes.
There are certain books which will be followed.
Yes.
So probably, you have to, you don't have to do it on your own. The school is going to implement it, and you're going to be one of the teachers who's going to, because the school.
It has been already implemented. It has been already implemented in the timetable. It has been already implemented in the timetable. I have seen that. But before that, PBL we have done. In that way, we have done the PBL.
Yeah. So probably most of the schools were doing PBL. Some schools were not doing it because yes, it's a foreign concept, and the class strength is also a constraint. Sometimes there can be a lot of constraints when you're doing project-based learning. So we were just talking about what is Kaushal Bodh. Anybody else has something to share? No? Okay. So I'm just moving ahead. So probably, what is Kaushal Bodh? We have talked about it. It is basically vocational education, and it is aligned with your NEP and obviously NCF. Probably it is an early exposure thing, So it is the first structure exposure to the world of work. So it is aligned, and it is obviously based on the PBL, right? We're moving ahead. So before we go ahead, we need to again brush up on 21st century skills. How many of us know 21st century skills? And why are they important? Come on, I'm expecting answers, and it's all there on the on your screens. Come on. Yeah, can I see others also? Nikita, do you have anything to share? Come on. Radha ma'am, then we have Krishnamurti, then we have Anjana. Come on, let's talk. If you don't talk, then it's a waste coming here. Anyways, I'm just going ahead. So 21st century skills are very important because this is how the world is going to run in the future. So probably there are 4 C's that we talk about. That is the core learning skills. That is creative thinking, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. This is one thing that the child has to, these 4 skills are mandatory. I mean, all these are mandate for a child to survive in the coming world. It has to be, then digital literacy is also very, very important, right? In the world of AI, the way AI is booming all over, it is very important for an individual to learn AI skills. How many of you have been trained in AI?
Yes, I have. No,
We
I
have been
have
given. We
not.
have
Yeah.
been given.
Great. So we know how important AI is because, the world is changing fastly. And after COVID, the world has changed drastically, if I would say. And things have we have progressed. I mean, it's like, we've gone ahead 20 years, by 20 years, right? This progress would have been lesser if the COVID would have not been there. So probably there's something positive that that COVID has left for us. But yes, survival skills are very important, and these 21st century skills are going to be the survival skills for the children in the upcoming time. So digital literacy is important, information literacy is important, and very important is the media literacy. Now, media literacy means that children just don't blindly follow what is being circulated in media. They should understand what is correct, what is incorrect, what do they have to follow. So probably they have to think critically before, picking up something from the media. Then it is important for the life and career skills. Problem solving is important. Most of us, most of the work is going to be done by AI. We say that AI is replacing us. So what are the characteristics that are going to make you survive? So problem solving is one thing. Machines can't do problem solving, right? You have to prompt them to solve problems, right? Adaptability and flexibility. Machine will never be adaptable and flexible, but humans can be. Leadership and initiative is very important skill. Social and cultural skills are also very important. Which is something is now missing in our society. Probably most of us don't have these social skills, right? Nowadays, everybody is busy on the phone. People don't talk to each other, right? Similarly, productivity and accountability is important. The way millennials used to take accountability, you will not find Gen Z taking the accountability in the same manner. Is it true? Right?
It is.
They're more careless, right? They don't actually become accountable for things. They take things easily. They feel, okay, it's right, it's correct. And, oh, there's something happening in the chat as well. Let's see what is happening there. Okay. So the thing is that we have to understand that, the way we were taught and we were trained, because the millennials, have seen a lot of progress altogether, right? We have gone from no TV to mobile phones, and now
Yeah.
the AI, right?
Yeah.
But these children are born with the AI in their hand,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
they have a different level of thinking. They feel that there's somebody to do things for them,
Yes.
right? So a lot of, what is missing is a lot of accountability. People don't actually feel accountable for the work they're given. This is happening. Another very important thing is that productivity has gone less. The recent studies show that, the Gen Z are lesser intelligent than millennials. Have you seen that study?
I have not gone through in the details, but it's just a glimpse I have seen.
Yeah, but
And,
then this study, it is proven. Why is it happening? Because they are not utilizing their capacity and brain to the best, because they are dependent on things. We used to do things by our hands. We used to, if we had to create a picture, we would find references and then draw, right?
Yes.
Nowadays, the children don't need a reference to draw or go and see how can it be, or they have to think nothing. They just have to prompt and the thing is ready, right? Yeah, please,
even many of they are not writing. They are just clicking that audio.
They're not writing because everything is happening. Yeah.
And I think so. Recent, yes, today morning I think so. I am today morning I am reading a article that is even the writing skill of the children are going less. That
Children is going lesser. Yeah,
less,
because they don't think actually. With the coming up of Chat GPT and Gemini and Grammarly and everything, and the Quillbot, what is happening is that the children have stopped thinking. And if you don't think, you won't be able to, come out with your ideas. So it is very important that you have to practice these skills, right? So productivity and accountability is going lesser. Another very important thing is the emotional intelligence. Probably this generation and even us, we lack emotional intelligence. The empathy thing is lacking. Less. If you see an accident, people rather than trying to help, they would first make videos. So, or anything else also, you can say that if there's somebody living besides you, you don't know what is happening to him or her. Today only, I was a little disturbed because one of my friend's brother committed suicide, right? And it was, something which, comes to my mind is that probably we are so less emotional intelligent that we don't, want to talk about our problems to the people, and probably people don't have time to listen to us, right? A person, if he has gone quiet, will never go and honk them or touch them and say, what's the problem? So being emotional intelligence is also a very important skill that people or the kids of this era are lacking, right? And obviously global awareness. We, nowadays, the way it is happening in India, we just can't go desi. We have to understand. We have to have global awareness because we are all linked, right? We just can't keep on harping what India is, because no country alone survives. So we have to make them understand the global perspectives also. right? Moving on to the next slide. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Why Kaushal Bodh? We have already talked about it in the last slide, but then let me just go ahead with it, I know, a little faster. Kaushal Bodh is actually going to bridge theory and real life, right? Till now, what we have been doing, we have been actually teaching things from books. Probably 90%, I would say, the schools have not given hands-on experience to the children. Am I correct in that? Tapsi ma'am, Preeti ma'am, Sarah, and others?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on. Yeah.
Yes.
So probably, yeah, please come on, speak. We are here to talk. Mat camera on karo, baat to karo kam se kam. I feel like I'm just talking to myself. So, let's talk. I mean, and very important it is to understand that, this initiative which has been taken, yeah, just a second, ma'am. This initiative that has been taken will bridge the gap between theory and real life. Huh? Yes, ma'am. Speak. Come on.
That emotional attachment, what you are saying right now, if we are going to at least open the video, at least we can attach emotionally and we can feel that expression.
Yeah,
also.
because see,
Someone
it is
listening.
important to get connected,
Yes,
right?
connected.
We're
So
here
that
to
is
talk. You're not here for the certificate. Come on, you can get a certificate anywhere. See, there are n number of CBPs happening all over. We are here to discuss. If we have a problem, we can talk about it and learn from each other. Not everybody is an expert. Come on, I can also learn a lot from you all. So let's talk. At least talk, people. That's important. And you see, another thing we have been talking, that NEP alignment is important for the holistic education. So very important it is. The third point is very important: skill plus value focus. Right? It is not only about creating skills, developing skills. It is very important that values are also maintained while making these people skilled in these areas, right? And yes, as we have already talked, if they have these skills, obviously the entrepreneurship is going to increase. Then employability is going to increase, because the recent studies have proven that even 60% of our IITians are even non-employable. You cannot employ them because they have just mugged up books and they have nothing of no creativity of their own. So this is a very alarming situation of which we all will have to come out. And I feel that it is a very great initiative that has been taken by the government. So real world relevance is what we are talking about, which is very, very important. If the skills are developed, obviously the real world relevance is going to increase. It will build confidence in children, which is very important. And they'll be independent rather than depending on a teacher and teacher going and telling them do this, do that, right? As though it has to be structured, but they'll be able to do things on their own. And obviously it encourages teamwork, which is a very important life skill. And they're going to be life ready with this Kaushal Bodh. We're also going to talk about the competency goals that Kaushal Bodh looks after. So it focuses on building skills, understanding values, and real life application that I have been talking since I've started, right? So CG1, that is competency goal 1, it says develop basic skills and understanding of tools, materials, and process. So the very important thing that we are talking today, right now, about is the competency goals that have been set with the Kaushal Bodh. So the very first one is developing basic skills and understanding of tools and materials for the process. Whatever project you're taking up, if the children doesn't know what all the products are required, what are the tools that are required, what are the materials and the process that is required to do that, I think the thing is going to be very superficial. So it's actually a hands-on thing that a child is going to do and for that, he has to have a lot of equipments. And for the projects, you have to have those tools, materials, and the processes are to be set, right? Second goal is to understand the relevance of the vocational skill in real world. See, अभी तक जो भी हम projects करवा रहे थे, it was all, see, the child used to make something out of cardboard, come to school, deposit it, and then it was returned back and the marks were given. But there was no relevance of the real world. आज भी बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं हमने जो कॉस्ट थीटा और ये सब पढ़ा है उसका यूज क्या है? What is the use? Do we do calculations? The physics that we have learned, do we go and apply it somewhere? No, if we have not taken it ahead. So probably the thing is that these, the projects that have been designed here, they are going to connect the children with the real world. So real world application is very important in Kaushal Bodh. CG3, that is competency goal 3, is build essential work values. These values are very important. See, I've been talking to you about the value implementation. Now, what values? Responsibility, teamwork, and ethics. Right? Tapsi, are you there? Okay. Then also we move ahead to CG4, that is competency goal 4. And it says that applies skills for home management and daily life. Now see, one of the projects, whatever they're doing, like suppose ma'am said that they have a kitchen garden in the school, right? So what is going to be the use of this kitchen garden in their daily life? That is also very important for the child to understand. Why is the child doing it? So the competency goal 4 says that these skills can be applied. The child can go and create his own kitchen garden in the house, in some space. If he has, or if he doesn't have, he must know that what are the vegetables that you are growing in the school can be grown in the house in a pot. Right? So the real life implementation, daily, your daily home management is an essential part of Kaushal Bodh. So what do we focus on? We focus on skill, understanding, values, and application. SUVA. Okay, I repeat it again. Skill, understanding, values, and application. Right? Is that okay, everybody? Yeah, am I good to go? Can I have some thumbs up? Okay. So, moving ahead, what are the objectives? Now, see, when you are actually doing a planning, learning objectives are very, very important. Yes. There's something happening in the chat too. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So, you see, it is very important to have objectives. Objectives tell you why, right? So objectives are very important. Now, very important it is for the children to be a well-rounded individual. आज से नहीं, हमने जब से B.Ed की है, हम holistic word जानते हैं. Holistic development. Gandhi ji said holistic development. XYZ said holistic development. We talk about holistic development. But what is holistic development? Right? Now the time has come that we have to ponder. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Priti ma'am, please go ahead.
Actually, one thing which I told them in the introductory class, that Kaushal Bodh is also about that कि किसी भी काम को छोटा नहीं समझना आपने. और मैंने एक सेंटेंस में बोला कि बेटा मैं आपको आपके पीरियड में प्लम्बर भी बनाऊंगी, इलेक्ट्रिशियन भी बनवाऊंगी, गार्डनर भी बनाऊंगी और स्वीपर भी बनाऊंगी. सो डोंट बॉदर कि तुम्हें वॉशरूम भी क्लीन करना होगा, तुम्हें गार्डनिंग भी करनी होगी और तुम्हें खाना भी बनाना होगा, सब और अपने पैसे खुद कमाने, ये समझ लो. मैंने यही उनको बोला कि बेटा अपनी लाइफ आपने सरवाइव कैसे करनी है अपने आप को, और आपको अपनी पॉकेट मनी अर्न करनी है इस साल, चाहे अचार बेच के करो चाहे बना के करो. दिस इज अल्टीमेटली गोल ऑफ दिस.
Bilkul. So that's the thing. Respect of work. The first point that ma'am has come up with, this is what I have also stated here. The first point is instill dignity of labor. Right? कोई काम भी छोटा नहीं है. This is what the children have to learn. With the boom in the economy in India, we have stopped, dignifying the labor, right? It is very important for the children to understand that no work is small, right? Sab kaam barabar hai, and everybody is needed in the society. This is what they have to learn. So dignity of labor is very important. Respect for all kinds of works. You cannot treat anyone, bad on the basis of the kind of work the person is doing, right? So dignity of labor is very, very important. Next is skill development, which we have been talking. It has to be through, practical approach and skill through hands-on learning. Real life readiness, we have been talking about. Holistic growth. When I say holistic growth, it doesn't mean only numbers or marks that we teach the children for. It is about promoting physical, emotional, social, and mental health. See, mental health, India has been ignoring, right? And now is the time that we have realized that mental health is equally important as physical health. So mental, physical, emotional, social, ये सारी डेवलपमेंट जब बच्चे की एक साथ होएगी, तभी हम कह सकते हैं कि we teach in a manner that the child grows holistically. Right? When we say that holistic growth is needed, or we do, or we, being in the service industry, we say that we develop a child in a manner that, the child grows holistically. So when you speak that, have it in your mind, at the back of your mind, that when I say it's a holistic development, it has to be physical, emotional, cognitive, that is in the brain, and the social. Right? Is that okay, everybody? And very important it is, I've been talking about it, value orientation. It encourages responsibility, teamwork, empathy, and sustainability. How many of you know sustainability goals? Sustainable development goals? Yeah, we all know it.
17 goals.
17 goals, and 2030 was the time we decided that, this should happen. But the world is a little behind of it. And then came the concept of carbon credits. And India, has a very long way to go. We have decided by 2070, we'll be able to reduce our carbon emissions. So 2070 तक तो शायद हम होंगे भी नहीं. Maybe the next generations and the coming generations would get fruits of that. But you see the kind of pollution that we are creating. Obviously the way all of us have been behaving, throwing things in the garbage, basically, I would say, in our water bodies. That's really alarming. The kind of fast fashion that is happening nowadays. Every month there's something new that is coming, and we throw clothes away, but we never see how we are damping the earth with this kachra, and how we are not reusing and recycling things. So this is what, as adults, we have to make the children understand and learn. Okay, so value, sustainability, teamwork, empathy is something which we have to instill. So empowering students with skills, values, and confidence for a better tomorrow is the goal, is the objective of Kaushal Bodh. We are moving ahead. Right? Now, Kaushal Bodh has 3 domains. Right? It has been divided into 3 domains. The first one is called life forms. If you see the books, वो बुक जो है वो 3 डोमेन्स में डिवाइडेड मिलेगी आपको, जिसमें पहला जो फॉर्म होगा वो होगा लाइफ फॉर्म का, दूसरा फॉर्म जो है दैट इज मैकेनिक्स एंड मटेरियल्स, एंड द थर्ड वन इज ह्यूमन सर्विस. आई होप आई एम क्लियर टिल हियर, right? So it has been divided into 3 domains, and these domains are meaningful, and they actually create a diverse learning experience for the children. So the students explore and learn through activities across all these three areas. एक साल में आपने 3 projects करवाने हैं and one of each, right? You cannot take 2 of each. One of each is important so that ये जो पूरा जो हमने create किया है has to be given in a balanced manner to the child, right? So 3 domain होंगे books में. First is life form, second is mechanics and material, and third is human service, right? So, you know, in the life form हम क्या करने वाले? We are going to work with plant, animals and natural environment, है ना? अब ये projects कुछ तो हमने यहाँ लिखे हुए हैं, but not necessary कि यही हो. It can be as per your terrain that you are living in. If I am living in Rajasthan and you are living nearby Ganga, so there are 2 different environments that we are living in, right? So it has to be a space specific thing, right? ये नहीं कि किताब में लिखा है तो हम वही करेंगे, but yes, has to be related. Is that okay? So there's a lot of flexibility in Kaushal Bodh, right? So when life form we talk about plants, we talk about animals, and we talk about natural environment. When we talk about the machines and materials, we talk about the tools, right? The machines, the material, and the technology to create and innovate, right? क्या टेक्नोलॉजी लग रही है, कौन से टूल्स इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, कौन से मशीन्स हम लगाएंगे, क्या मटेरियल लगने वाला है, is very important. Then if we talk about human service, right? When we talk about human service, you have to understand that work to support people and understand the daily needs is very, very important. Your community is important. How you give back to society is important, right? You're not only working for yourself, you're working for the people around you. So these 3 domains will help children to connect with real life and the life around them, है ना? उनके आसपास क्या चीजें बदल रही हैं, उनकी लाइफ में क्या चेंज हो रहा है, ये सब कुछ कौशल बोध जो है वो कवर करेगा. Moving ahead, हम curriculum design कैसे करेंगे? This is very, very important for the schools to implement and teachers to know. First of all, I told you that Kaushal Bodh curriculum is flexible. Flexible है. किताब में जो project दिए हैं या जो आज हम discuss करने वाले, it's not only that. You can design your own project, but based on all these 3 domains that have been given to you, right? There has to be 3 domains. That is a mandate. Now, 3 projects a year. Again, I'm repeating, 3 projects a year for each class, right? Now, these projects are to be designed to provide hands-on experience in all 3 domains. I'm again repeating, you cannot miss any of the domains. All the 3 domains are important. So when you are actually planning Kaushal Bodh classes, what you have to do is that you have to plan a curriculum or an ACP in a manner that all the 3 are taken care of. You cannot miss on any one domain. All the 3 domains have to be taken care of. Is that okay? Now, 30 hours of classes, practicals and everything per project. That is equal to almost 55 periods. ठीक है? तो पूरे साल में कितने हो गए? 55 into 3. Come on.
165.
165 periods are important, right? You have to have at least 165 periods per year for Kaushal Bodh. So 2 periods a week, I guess, is going to be the okay thing on a Saturday or a Friday as per your school's timetable. Now 30 hours, 55 periods for one project. Okay? And yes, I've been telling you You can adapt your topics, your tools, your activity as per the resources and the students' interest in your school. The kind of students that you have, the place where you are placed, whatever is easily available to you. It's not necessary that you keep on, putting in a lot of money into it and you start, making parents harassed about, ye project hai, ye saman le aao, ye kar lo. It's not about that. It's about creating your own resources, right? So the goal is to design meaningful learning experience that build skills, values, and confidence of life, right? So student-centered hona chahiye. Very important it is that it has to be student-centered. Interdisciplinary बना सकते हैं हम इसको. We can keep it interdisciplinary. Now, you can also integrate. Suppose if you're not able to take out all these 55 periods for a project, we can integrate it with one lesson in social science and science. Right? So that way also it can be taken up. But it has to be contextual and local. Every area will have their own projects, right? Has to be progressive and very, very important. It has to be engaging and joyful for the children. अब ये नहीं कि बच्चे के ऊपर एक और सब्जेक्ट का बर्डन डाल दिया आपने, वैसे नहीं. घर से बच्चा कुछ नहीं करके आएगा. You will have to make the child do things in the school only. Is that okay, everybody? Now this is the division of the number of classes. How we have divided it into 30 hours. There for the school kitchen garden, obviously there can be 53 classes. For biodiversity register that you can create, you can have 54 classes. For the maker skill, suppose if you are doing carpentry or pottery or something, then 55. Animation and gaming, you can have 45 periods. This is how you can divide it. And if you're creating a school museum for human service, it can be 51 periods. And if obviously you're doing cooking, so 48 periods are more than enough. Is that okay? Shall I move ahead? Yeah. These are the examples. You can see it here. But before I go ahead, you tell me, what have you all thought of the things that we have been talking about till now? Abhi tak aapko kya lagta hai? How is it going ahead? Like, how good it is going to be to implement Kaushal Bodh in the school? Can I hear everyone? Tapsi ma'am, Preeti ma'am, Shubhra ma'am, Nikita.
Yes, ma'am, I am here.
Yeah,
Yes,
come on.
ma'am.
Yeah, please talk about it.
Yes,
How do
yes.
you think that we are going to implement? Come on.
If
Come on, I want to
we
hear.
implement it properly, then it will be beneficial for the students. Then it will
It
be
is going to
beneficial
be.
to students because
Yeah, is it going to be how Tapsi?
how it is for the students, they should know the dignity of work, first thing, and they should be skillful, and they should be experienced about the real life readiness, and as well as also by this way the holistic growth will be done.
Yeah,
Holistic
great.
growth will be done, and
Yeah,
as well
we
as
have
also
been.
nowadays in India actually to pay attention in the class for the students, it is challenging for the teachers.
Yeah. And this is another way of engaging children into something, very creative in a manner. They have some food of thought in mind, isn't it? So they are engaged into it. They're doing something creative so that, yes, as you said, that there's less indiscipline in the class. We move ahead. Anybody else has anything else to share? Come on, talk.
They are going to be more creative. Actually, one thing which I can share with you. I was in GD going the Rewari, and
Gigi.
once I have decided to go for the non-fire cooking, and as we have four colors are there, and
Mhm.
that I have taken the theme lemonade. Many of the people, they said कि मैम लेमनेड में क्या कर लेंगे कुकिंग नॉन फायर कुकिंग में I just given them कि as per your house color you are going to prepare the lemonade and you can
Ah,
they have created the way actually how they can create have taken that flower actually ये जो I don't know what is the actually scientific name of that हम लोग जिसको अपराजिता कहते हैं येलो जो थोड़ी ब्लू कलर का
जी 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 जी
and
जी
that even that hibiscus they have created color from that extract of those flowers and they make into that they use into the lemonade and it is that
Ah,
and they will search out the things when it is coming to the competition mode so it
yeah.
is yes, they will be more engaging student will be more engaging in
So
this
they'll
time
be engaged. Great.
yes
So they'll be engaged, and this is a very good example that has been shared. Obviously, the children would have found out
Actually,
what is,
actually, ma'am,
yeah,
students are nowadays students are very innovative, very
yeah, they are,
innovative, rather
they
than
are,
rather than us.
they are,
Whenever
they are.
previously we are being told the sky is blue, but
Hmm.
nowadays students are asking, why, ma'am, you are telling sky is blue? Sky can be brown, sky can be yellowish, sky can be
Can be
gray.
pink.
Okay,
Yeah,
grass should be green. So they are too much innovative. So that type of NEP CBSE has done that type of things, and I think it is praiseworthy, ma'am. It is
it's
praiseworthy. I
praiseworthy.
think so.
It's praiseworthy. In fact, the children have become more
Yes,
observant. They have become more observant. The word is
yes,
observant, I guess.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Rashmita ma'am, can we hear something from you also? Please, talk. Rashmita ma'am, are you there? Anjana ma'am and Minakshi ma'am, are you there? Yeah, Rashmita ma'am, do you have anything
Yes,
to
ma'am.
share? Yeah,
No,
please
ma'am.
go ahead.
Very good afternoon, everybody. Ma'am,
Yeah.
this is my the first time I'm joined this online session. So I'm
See,
just
it's
very
okay.
so my first month I'm teaching. So I just know
It's
some.
okay, Rashmita. You must you must have a lot of ideas, a new innovative ideas. Come on, talk, Rashmita. If you don't talk, you won't learn.
Yeah, I
Talk,
understand. Thank
please.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm
talk.
observing, ma'am.
There,
I'm
see,
observing.
we are not see, Rashmita. The thing is
Yes.
that we are not here to judge anybody, right?
Okay.
So I told you that we are here to learn from each other. Come on, talk. Meenakshi ma'am, can we hear something from you also?
Yes, please. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah,
Please
I'm
introduce
Meenakshi.
yourself, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Meenakshi. I have been in the teaching. It's not a profession, but it's my passion. So I've been for my passion always uh, for the last 35 years, and a lot of things
Oh,
we've
great.
done across the continent of Asia. And so there can be numerous examples, but then looking into the time constraint also, something that I would love to share is that children, like when we had the comprehensive CCE, the continuous comprehensive evaluation. So
Gigi.
during that time, we did not want the students because that was a real shift that was happening from the rote to the, you can say, the experiential. So
Gigi.
definitely does not mean conducting experiments for them. They need to ask. The curiosity has to be there. So how to build the curiosity was something which was very, very close to my heart.
Hmm.
Making them ask questions. So my teachers
Hmm.
were also learners at that time because it was absolutely new. So I them to experience something as how does the word come out? Now, this was grades 3 and 4, and they were all,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, but अंडा टूट जाएगा तो चोट लग जाएगी, and all those questions were coming.
Yeah.
So we set up. Fortunately, we found a bird and nest,
Hmm.
and rather, and we placed a camera, attached the camera to the whiteboard, and
Oh, wow.
it was a 15-day huge experience for grades 3 and 4. They fell in love with the birds. They started getting grains. They started putting water, and they saw the process that was happening. Immaterial of the classes that were getting overlapped, but science became fun for them.
Oh, that's a great way of teaching children. So, Nikita and all those the one who shared that you're doing it for the first time, we have experienced people here. You can learn a lot from them. Meenakshi ma'am, that's a great way of teaching, and it's it's very fortunate of the people associated with you to actually be able to do things in this manner, because most of the leaders are not ready yet, right? But this is a very, very good way of teaching the children, and it's also another hands-on experience that the children have, and probably they'll never forget it in their lifetime, right? It's a great way of teaching. So I would actually ask everyone to please applaud for her, and we're
Thank
going
you
to
so
move
much.
ahead. No, that's a great way of teaching, ma'am. No, not everybody will do it.
Ma'am, another example I can share about the capitals and the country, because children, when they transit into social studies, it is not
Yeah,
easy for them to get into the concept of what is India like. You can't take them
yeah.
to it's very small.
Hmm.
So, with the help of all my senior students, they got the job during the physical education classes. They were very actively engaged. And in the ground, they created a map of India. They created live rivers, water was flowing through them. And grade 5, 6, 7, they knew the country in and out.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So it
I
was the
mean,
whole ground was India. They were traveling, and every SST period, they need to represent the state. So they came
wow,
dressed like that, whatever. Somebody was wearing headgear, somebody was wearing a blouse, somebody was wearing a skirt, somebody was wearing shoes only. So, but we had the amalgamation of that particular state, and that is
wow,
how SST became fun for grade say 5, 6,
wow.
7. It
Because
was
most of the children
that
would
was a
not.
really enjoyable
Yeah,
experience.
because most of the children would sleep in the classes of SST. I've seen that. That's a great way of teaching. I mean, we have a lot to learn from you here. I'm just moving
Ma'am,
ahead
SST is
because I
English और
have to
पढ़ते
finish.
so
Yeah,
SST I
we'll.
always made sure my children were always awake in the history classes also, which everyone finds pretty boring. So taking them to the timeline and asking them to live that. So you
Yeah.
just need to make sure that they are in that era, and then you do the lesson with them.
Wow. Wow. So I'm just moving ahead. We've talked about a lot
Thank you,
of,
ma'am.
we've talked about these examples. So probably I also told you one thing that has to be customized as per the school, right? It's not necessary that you stick to what is given in the book. So there can be a kitchen garden, there can be a scratch game, they can learn a little bit of coding, they can do a little bit of cooking. So class museums, they can create. So these projects will build and spark curiosity. As ma'am right now said, very important it is for us to understand that the children become curious and they ask questions, right? It is very important for us to understand that the children are curious and the children are are in a position to ask question. This is very important. Most of the times what we do is that we shun the questions of the children, and this lessens the creativity of the children. And this is very, very important for all of us to understand that if a child doesn't question, that means he's not learning. Am I correct in this? Shubhra ma'am, are you there? Yeah. See, understand this, that if the child has stopped questioning, so they're not here. We are not just acting as postmen. We are here acting as facilitators. We have to understand that, this curiosity should not be marred. When we are teaching children, let them ask questions. Can be tasking for a teacher, I do understand. But if the child doesn't ask a question, see, there's Abhi Anita ma'am was sharing with us that nowadays children have started asking questions. Why is it that we teach them that the sky is blue? So I know that it'll be tough task for us to, teach them refraction at their age, but then we'll have to find ways. We can tell them that it happens because of the light, right? And then the child will have this curiosity to find out how. And in the upcoming classes, they can learn. So the pedagogy is experiential. So the children will learn by doing, explore and experience, learning together and sharing ideas and building teamwork, and learning through investigation is important. Okay, learning through questions is important. Learning through discovery is very important, right? Are we all okay till here? So how do the hands-on learning experience happens? So the hands-on learning experience will happen if they are able to use tools, they are able to perform tasks, and if they are able to create outcomes, outputs. So the outputs are very important, right? The outputs are important. We have to understand this, that the outputs are very important. So using tool, obviously they must know what tools they're using, what is the process they are doing, and then perform the task. How are they doing it in a manner that is structured? Haywire to nahi ja rahe kahin. That is also to be monitored by us. And yes, they are able to create outputs. It's not only about input that hum bata rahe ye hai, ye hai, ye hai. Rather than they work on their own, use the tools, and then create the outputs, right? So outputs are also very important. Now, partnership with community is also an important part of Kaushal Bodh. We learn together and grow together. Community is to be taken care of. Now, community means all your stakeholders. Most of us know it, who our stakeholders are. But those who don't know, stakeholders are teachers, parents, people working for you, your vendors, your people outside your school. All these, जिससे भी आपका process जुड़ा है आपके school का, they are your stakeholders. So community is also very, very important. So Kaushal Bodh believes in learning with and from the community. So ये भी एक important part है. Community के साथ और community के से सीखना भी important है. We collaborate with parents, okay, experts and local organizations and institutions to enrich learning and create positive impact. This is very, very important. आप सब कुछ खुद नहीं कर रहे हो. You're also inviting the experts. Yeah, right? You can invite parents as your experts. You can invite people for an enriching learning experience. आप कभी ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आप अपने गार्डनर से बच्चे को बात करवाइए. If there's somebody who's related with agriculture, you're doing an agriculture experiment or a project, take the children to a farmhouse, right? So that they know and they learn from the people itself. So your parents, their families, your local experts and professionals, your school and colleges besides you, the NGOs and organizations in your vicinity, the government bodies in your vicinity, and the community groups in your vicinity are also the part of Kaushal Bodh. You can bring them in or take your children there to get them the hands-on experience of the work that they're doing. So how will they work together with you? So they can share their ideas. So you listen to what they have to say and share what the community needs. So before planning a project, you can go and understand the problem of the people and then create a project around it. You can plan together these projects for a better relevance and impact in the society. You can work together in workshops, right? Like suppose if you're calling an artisan, like in our school, we have skill development classes when we start, because we are a residential school. So before we start a lesson, we have skill-based learning, so that the children are not going to the school, as and when they join, but they go and learn something new. So we call artisans. Like this year, it was a terracotta thing, right? So the children actually worked with these artisans, creating those terracotta work, right? We have people who teach them drama. We'll have people, we have art and craft teachers, but they will work on one particular genre of art, right? So that the children learn something new from them, right? And obviously they're engrossed in the school, they adjust in the environment well. So this is how we plan it. But then obviously that's once in a year, but now we are also implementing it in the timetable as asked by CBSE. So we learn together and we grow together and build relationships. Now, how can you impact the community, Sri? By doing this, the community relations become stronger. Your connections become stronger. Okay. Student gain the practical exposure and life skills. They share responsibility, and obviously at the end, sustainability is the very important factor. We have to make them understand that to live, especially for these generations and the upcoming generations, sustainability goals are very important, right? So it is important for us to understand that the earth, when we were born, was given to us. We pass it on to our upcoming generations in the similar manner, right? So we should be committed to the community also when we are actually designing the projects. Now, this is another very important factor, AI integration, right? Now, if I am doing a project which is based on gardening, right? I would expect my children to use some AI tools also. Like, if I integrate AI, if I integrate or give them a liberty to use Google Lens, right? The children will be able to explore and know more variety of plants, right? Instantly. They can translate it in real time. Now that language formula has come, so it is very important, rather than putting emphasis on any language, emphasis is now being put on learning more, right? So we say koi se bhi bhasha ho, but the child must learn, right? तो जरूरी नहीं है कि इंग्लिश में ही कॉन्सेप्ट आए, कॉन्सेप्ट तो उसको अपनी भाषा में भी आ सकता है ना. So Google Lens can help them translate it in their own manner. It can enhance the observation and discovery also. Chat GPT I've just written, but then you see there are a lot of browsers there, lots and lots of options you have. You can use Perplexity, Chat GPT, Gemini, whatever, right? So that they can work on, they can brainstorm and solve problems. And obviously it supports them in writing and planning. Scratch is also one thing that I've shared here because it's given in the CBSE thing. It's actually making children learn basic coding, so that they can create animations, design stories, and games, right? That is also another way of building creativity in the children. Moving ahead, how do we assess it? This is a very important criteria that we are going to talk about. The assessments are important. हम सिर्फ ये सब ऐसे ही नहीं कर देंगे कि हमको करना है, CBSE ने कहा है. Assessments are also very important. So 80% is the practical and 20% is the theory. Okay, am I clear? 80% is the practical and 20% is the theory. Okay. And obviously it's a process based thing. ऐसे ही नहीं होगा कि हमने अपने हिसाब से 80 और 20 कर लिया, वैसे भी नहीं होगा, उसका भी division है. But before we go ahead with that, we have to understand the assessment growth. See, what are we assessing? We will assess the knowledge, skills, values and attitude of the children. What has the children learned? What skill has have the children developed? What values are developed? And has their attitude changed or not? Is there any change in the behavior or not? So, it is very important. The assessment for the growth of the children is is adjudged in the Kaushal Bodh. So, you are actually assessing their progress, identifying their strengths, and area of improvement. You are also finding that where the child is lacking. Okay, so the assessments are going to be in this manner, and whether they have achieved it to their full potential or not. If they're lacking, the cycle will go on again. So the first thing in the cycle is set your goals. Second thing is students engage in activities and learn and their learning experience. Then you assess it. Then there's a reflection thing which is important. So you reflect on the progress of the child. उसको ऐसे नहीं छोड़ देना, आपने ये देखना है कि उसने जितना हमने सोचा था उतना सीखा या नहीं. And then if there's a scope of improvement, we start the cycle again. Right? So regular feedbacks, self-assessment, peer assessment will make the children take the ownership. Now, इस assessment को हम formative assessment के नाम से भी जानते हैं, जिसमें exit tickets होती हैं, है ना? तो इतना कुछ बड़ा भारी नहीं है. आपने साथ में उसको जज करते रहना. Assessment methods क्या होंगे? आप observe करोगे. You can observe. You can project, create projects and portfolios. Classroom participation को आप judge कर सकते हो. आप quizzes ले सकते हो, छोटे टेस्ट ले सकते हो, and obviously self or peer assessment कर सकते हो. But for this, you will have to create your rubrics, right? And, obviously the growth, and obviously if there is a special achiever, please celebrate the achievement. Achievement को celebrate करिए, है ना? And इससे क्या होगा? एक तो fairness, transparency, encouragement, growth and excellence will be there. I'm just moving on. अभी हमने बात की 80-20. अब हम 80-20 का क्या split है? We are just going to talk about it. So the theory is 20% and practical is 80%. I'm again coming up to it. You can have a written test, which is a situational test, which will be 10%. अगर हम 100 में divide कर रहे हैं, तो 10% आपका क्या होगा? It will be your, in theory, written test will be 10%. Oral and Viva will be 30%. Activity book, obviously there's a book. So usko karne ka kaam bhi 30%. Portfolio, the project that the child is creating, 10%. And your observation, that is work value, whether the child's behavior has changed after learning it or not. How does he behave in the community or not? This is to be adjudged in 20%. So 10, 30, 30, 10 and 20. So 10 is your written, oral is 30, activity book is 30, portfolio is 10, and teacher's observation is 20 marks. So performance, process and participation is the focus, right? I'm moving ahead. Now, we have already talked about it. We are also going to talk about the tools that are needed. If I say work life form का हम कोई project करवा रहे हैं, जिसमें हमने कहा कि हम plant based project करवा रहे हैं, तो what tools would you need? You will need gardening tools. उसमें trowels हो सकते हैं, cultivators हो सकते हैं, water cans हो सकते हैं, gloves हो सकते हैं, shears हो सकते हैं, your soil हो सकती है different तरह की, compost हो सकता है, and obviously plant labeling is very important. जब ownership की बात आ रही है, बच्चे ने जो plant लगाया है ना, उसका owner बच्चा है, तो he has to take care of the child, of the plant. Similarly, if we talk about the work and mechanics, what all would you need? You will need an internet connection and digital devices, right? Because we've been talking about AI and Scratch and so many things. You will need some coding software. You will also need craft materials like cardboards and markers and basic tools like scissors and cutters and glue and gun and recycle materials. Now see, but very important it is that we make children learn and recycle. So recycled material भी आपका कहाँ आ रहा है? When you're working with machines and material. Human service के अंदर what is important? See, human service में हम kitchen की बात कर रहे हैं, हम NGOs की बात कर रहे हैं. We're talking a lot about giving back to community. So if like this is one example, if we're talking about fireless cooking, so we'll need measuring tools. We'll need scales, cups, weighing scales, notebooks, stationery. Obviously, kitchen tools you will need because if you're cooking, you need all those utensils and chopping boards and knives and everything. So you need storage containers also. Like अभी मैम ने बताया कि आपने कहीं पे अचार बनवाए हैं, है ना? So that is one very good example of preservation of preserving of food, है ना? अचार हम क्यों बना रहे थे? हम प्रिजर्व कर रहे थे. So that is to be learned by the children, that why अचार, how it has evolved, what was the need. So आपको, and obviously you have to make children understand the importance of hygiene while cooking, right? So you'll need all these equipments when you're actually going ahead with it. Now, what can be the problems? हम इतनी बातें तो कर रहे हैं, हमको ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, but challenges क्या है? Implementation में क्या challenges आ सकते हैं? सबसे important चीज है time constraint. हमने पहले ही इतना spread किया होता है अपना time table कि time table में से अब time निकालना is also an issue which the management has to work on. So the time constraint can be there, which can make it difficult. 30 hours एक project के आपको देने हैं, so how will you manage it is one thing that the principals and the management will have to work on. Then resources की availability. How would you make resources available for the projects that you have taken up? Teachers' preparedness. This is also very important, that whosoever teacher you are taking up for this work has to be prepared before taking it. क्योंकि इसमें assessment भी involved है, practical hands-on भी involved है. So teacher को prepare करना is more important if you are implementing this in the school. Then assessment की complexity भी आपको judge करनी पड़ेगी. हमने assessment की बात की, हमने 80-20 का, हमने 10-30-30-10 किया. But then you have to understand that ये assessment का difficulty level आप कैसे रखोगे, है ना? And it is also very important कि ये process based evaluation हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. So that heads and coordinators will have to take care of it. Very important it is that, there has to be a mindset का shift with the parents. Like sir, मैम ने कहा कि मैं तुम्हें carpenter भी बना दूंगी and you will have to do this and that and everything. But the point is that whether the child is ready for it or not. कल को आपके पास पेरेंट ना आ जाएगी, आपने झाड़ू लगवा दी क्लास में, हमारा बच्चा इसलिए नहीं आता है. So that mindset shift is also very important, right? So you have to create it in the parents and the community. Community linkage की problem हो सकती है. कई दफे हम एक limited local society में हो सकते हैं जहाँ पे हमारे पास ये resources नहीं है, right? But आज की डेट में हम कर सकते हैं. We can talk to people online, right? We're not sitting together and talking, but then we are together virtually. So हम उसको भी ऐसे create कर सकते हैं artisans के साथ, experts के साथ. हम we can come together. Now class size can also be an issue. If there's a class size of 40, how would the teacher manage it? That is also something you have to keep in mind before implementing it properly. But then if there has to be a lot of planning which will go in implementing Kaushal Bodh. So challenges, if you take it as stepping stones, can be, it can help you in meaningful implementation of Kaushal Bodh. How can we achieve it, right? अगर हमारे पास बहुत सारे challenge हैं, तो हम solution क्या कर सकते हैं? We can utilize local materials available. I told you in the very beginning that it is very flexible. जरूरी नहीं है जो book में दिया आपने वही करना है. आप अपने resources के हिसाब से, अपने एनवायरमेंट के हिसाब से, अपने एरिया के हिसाब से चीजों को चेंज कर सकते हैं. तो प्लीज यूटिलाइज लोकल मटेरियल्स. कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव आप रख सकते हो. यू कैन encourage sustainability and creativity. यू कैन इंटीग्रेट इट विद द सब्जेक्ट्स. जैसे मैंने कहा, अगर आप 50 पीरियड्स नहीं निकाल पा रहे हो, आप किसी सब्जेक्ट के साथ उसको इंटीग्रेट कर दीजिए ना. सोशल साइंस, साइंस, मैथमेटिक्स, हाँ, कंप्यूटर क्लासेस, यू कैन इंटीग्रेट इट विद इन सब सब्जेक्ट. सो उस सब्जेक्ट के साथ भी आप ये प्रोजेक्ट करवा सकते हैं. एंड यस, यू डोंट हैव टू स्टार्ट ऑन अ वेरी लार्ज स्केल. आप बिट्स बाय बिट्स इसको स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. Once you're confident, you can grow it in a proper manner. There are a lot of examples that we have already talked about. Kitchen garden, hydroponics, जहां बहुत पानी है आप बिना सॉइल के भी उगा सकते हो, है ना. बायोडाइवर्सिटी रजिस्टर, आप जिस एनवायरमेंट में हो वहां बहुत सारे एनिमल्स एंड प्लांट्स एंड फ्लोरा एंड फौना है. लेट चिल्ड्रन मेक अ रजिस्टर फॉर इट. आइडेंटिफाई थिंग्स, राइट. स्मॉल नर्सरी ग्रो कर सकते हैं, टेरेनियम ग्रो कर सकते हैं, एआई बेस्ड एप्लीकेशंस बना सकते हैं बच्चे, जहां पर वो दे कैन आइडेंटिफाई द पेस्ट्स एंड द प्लांट डिजीजेस, right? Even they can identify the plants if they don't know it. When you're working with machines, obviously, the children can create animations and games. They can work on anything, bamboo, wood, metal craft, pottery, whatever you can just give them as per your environment. They can create bands out of waste. And once we went to South Africa with the children for the Round Square conference, I saw them making a band, a pipe band with the ये जो टॉयलेट में आपके पाइप लगते हैं ना, उनके साथ बनाया हुआ है. And they're working. So, it's not necessary that you can also work, create work with best out of waste, right? And obviously food preservation की तो हम बात ही कर रहे हैं, but India में there are a lot of ways of food preservation. It's not only achar of oil. It can be pani wala achar also. Vinegar can be used. So you see, you have rai, you have kanji, you have fermentation done. Sometimes we dehydrate, right? So a lot of ways of doing food preservation. And we can work on a project like that, right? And moving ahead, when you're working with humans, see, सारी दुनिया में सबसे important है human beings के साथ आप कैसे deal करते हो. That's a very, very important skill. हम obviously food without fire और खाना और ये सब तो हम कर ही रहे हैं ना, but class museum create किए जा सकते हैं, comic books create किए जा सकते हैं, podcasting करी जा सकती है. And this can be integrated with your the first thing, where you need experts in there, right? So next is very important. आप कॉमर्स के टीचर को लगा सकते हो फैमिली बजट एंड हेल्थ वेलनेस चेक करने के लिए. बायोलॉजी के टीचर के साथ लगा सकते हो. देन ऑब्वियसली ग्रूमिंग एंड हेरिटेज विजिट आपने अभी शेयर किया था. वन ऑफ यू शेयर्ड इट विथ मी that you take your children to heritage visits and there they do a lot of research work and then come back and present it to your school. So this is another way of doing community working with human services. Now you'll all have to talk. अब आप मुझे एक बात बताइए, एक एक्टिविटी ऐसी बताइए जो आपको लगता है कि आप अपनी क्लास में करवा सकते हो, आपने स्कूल में आप करोगे. एक छोटा सा प्रोजेक्ट डिजाइन करिए. Come on, and now talk about Rashmita, Tapsi ma'am, Nikita, Preeti ma'am, Dipali, come on, Anusha, Sabita, come on. We are a small group, we can talk. I'm almost done with things, come on. How would you do a project? Rashmita, are you there? Tapsi ma'am? Meenakshi ma'am?
We can make the children to grow some plants, ma'am.
You can make children to grow some plant. And how are you going to plan it? Yeah.
Yeah, which are useful in everyday life, like coriander leaves, like that. So we can start like a small project. Then they will learn. Later, we can make them to test like why those are useful, how they are useful. We can make the children to learn all about.
Yeah, how to keep the plant healthy, how much water is required, what kind of
Yeah.
soil is required, so that the
Yes,
children
about
have their journals
photosynthesis
ready, right?
also.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
yes, ma'am. Mm.
How much water, right?
Yes.
बहुत ज्यादा
Mm.
देंगे तो पानी वो पीला हो जाएगा. So this is all to be learned. ऐसे
Yes,
भी
yes. If we
if you're
overwater
talking
the
about
plant, what will happen?
hmm,
If we cover a plant, leaf of a plant with cover for 2 to 3 days, what will happen to that?
what will
So like
happen,
that.
so that yeah,
So that
like that
those
you
kind
can
of experiments we can make with the children so that they will
yeah.
learn properly.
So that they learn hands-on. You can even call a gardener who can
Yes,
help them
yes.
in understanding what has happened to the plant if they have not watered it, if they have overwatered it, or if they have, not if there's some pest that is there. So
Hmm.
this is to be this they can learn with hands-on.
Yeah.
Anybody else? You have anything else to share, please?
Yes, ma'am. Maharashtra. So last year, I gave my student 20
Ma'am,
for
your voice is breaking. Can you come in the network, please? Yeah,
yes, yes, ma'am. Actually, my network is not stable, so I could
that's what.
not.
Yeah. Right
Now
now
I'm
it's okay. You can
audible.
talk now.
Now I am audible.
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay. So last I've given my students 40 students were. So I have made a group. Okay. So
Hmm.
20 plants, 20 cotton plants I have given. As Maharashtra is very much popular in cotton. So
Wow.
as a result,
Hmm.
I have told them that throughout the year, throughout the season,
Hmm.
you look after the plants, and as well as after that, the healthy plants
Hmm.
should be actually rewarded.
Oh.
And they were so
Hmm.
enthusiastic. Okay, they were
Hmm.
so enthusiastic, and in that we the prosperity of the that way.
Oh. We lost you in between for something, but what I could understand is that you have made children plant cotton, 20 cotton plants, and you rewarded the
Yes,
best plant, there. So that's another way. Which school are you in,
yes.
Tapsi ma'am?
I'm in Maharashtra KR Public School, Nandurbar.
KR Public School. Okay. Is it a
Nandur,
residential school?
Nandurbar KR Public School.
Oh, wow, great.
Residential
Uh,
school.
Residential, that's how it's possible to take care of the plants, right? Moving ahead. So the
Yes.
criterias that you're going to keep in mind has to be age appropriate. See, ये नहीं कि छोटा बच्चा है और आपने उसको कुछ ऐसा टास्क दे दिया जो हो ही नहीं रहा है. Interdisciplinary is very important. You can connect it with other subjects. Link it to the real life and surrounding. It is very, very important, right? Enable interaction with the people, provide hands-on experience, keep it engaging and challenging, promote values, and yes, 30 hours. That means 55 periods for one project. And obviously, yes. See the how can you make an action plan for the project? It is very important to keep the timeline in mind, which I have been talking. Plan week wise milestones and deadlines. अब ये 55 दिन जो है या 30 घंटे जो है आपने इसको 55 पीरियड जो है आपने कैसे प्लान करना है. It is also very important. You have to make a weekly program that you're going to do for this project, right? Each class has to take one meaningful project from all the three domains. That is also very important that you have to keep in mind. Focus on depth and not on number. ज्यादा नंबर्स पे ध्यान नहीं देना है बट आपको डेप्थ ध्यान देनी है कि जो भी प्रोजेक्ट आपने लिया है this project has to finish in time. This project, the children have to learn something through it. The children have to have, ownership and creativity and quality is maintained. This you have to keep in mind. The timelines are to be kept in mind, and plan. When you're planning it, you execute it step by step. एक बारी बच्चे पे सारा नहीं डालना है आपने. आप planning करिए, weekly planning करिए, and then go ahead with it. Collaborate and create test. And अगर वही जो मैंने आपको cycle बताया है, we have seen the cycle, you have to keep it in mind that if a child is not progressing, repeat the cycle. And document everything. Documentation is the key. Every child का portfolio आपके पास होना चाहिए कि बच्चे ने क्या किया है. Is that okay? And we move ahead. बहुत important है. ये सब करने के बाद करना क्या है actually? Why are we doing it? So at the end of the year or twice a year, you can have a Kaushal Mela, wherein you will showcase what the children have learned to the parents or the stakeholders who are involved with your school. So we culminate the project-based learning. We showcase the skills and competencies from CG1 to CG4. We support the practical assessment by doing the Kaushal Mela, which is 80%. Encourage community interaction. आप सबको बुला रहे हो तो obviously जो बच्चा है वो community के साथ interact कर पा रहा है, अपनी learning share कर रहा है. So project आप साल में एक बार या साल में 2 बार, as per your school, you can have a Kaushal Mela, wherein all the projects that the children have learned from 6 to 8 can be displayed and shown to the community. People can come talk about it. You can even sell these products if they are saleable. Like we this year did a bakery and incense stick making thing, and it was sold, right? Last year we did candle making, which was sold, right? Terracotta can be sold. So ऐसे ही नहीं सेल करना है आपने. बच्चे को आपने कॉमर्स के टीचर के साथ लगाना है, so that they are able to work on the costing. How much cost are you keeping? What profits will they make? Right? This is also to be kept in mind. So the student present their work. Kaushal Mela. It is called Kaushal Mela. Students will present their work, build. It will help them build confidence, critical thinking, connect with the communities, parents, and promote employability. Very important it is that it promotes employability, right? And celebrate the efforts that are put in by the children and the teachers, right? Because this is something, and this is some extra work that your teacher and your students are going to do. We move ahead, and I think I am done. This is the last slide for you. So I concluded by saying that it is learning by doing, where hands-on project building is required. Your confidence and curiosity is required, and all these experiences help the children to grow, and yes, make them future ready, prepared with skills, values, and mindsets to thrive in a changing world. I hope you all have had a good time doing it. Can we now talk, and can you give me some of your feedbacks, whether it was okay for you or not okay for you? Were we able to do and brush up things properly or not? Huh? This is the last thing for us, and I am finished with things. You can talk. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for this, Dr. Krishnamurthy. Can I have some more feedbacks? Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am, for your claps. Yeah. Great disaster management. Wow. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope this information has been clear and has helped you, clear your doubts probably. And I think we have finished in time. Dr. Vikrant, are you there?
Yeah, Miss Krishna, I'm here.
Yeah, so this is over from my side. Um,
All right. Thank you. It
yeah,
was a very good session. Yeah, and thank you everyone joining the session. I think you have covered everything. So thank you all. Let's meet for another session another weekend.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You can end the meeting.